Hello, this is Crypto CJ. Welcome to today's trade of the day. It's the Monday night Zoom edition, and we have had some turmoil in the markets. I think it's that those pesky Chinese real estate investors, according to Crypto Ran on the Crypto Banter channel. But regardless, we'll go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin, see what the effect is. So I'll share my screen, and let's go over here. I don't think I'm showing the right thing. All right, let's try that again. All right, you should have my Bitcoin day chart.
Not yet.
No?
Yes. Yes.
Do you have the Bitcoin chart or do you have an Ethereum chart?
See it.
Okay. Are you seeing the 4-hour Bitcoin chart?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know. All right. So we had some pretty good support around 44 here, and we broke that today. And this was disappointing. I was hoping that off this trend line, we would get a dip and a bounce. Instead, we got another dip and then like a 10% drop. This isn't what we want. Like I mentioned earlier, I did watch some news this morning, some crypto news, and there was some kind of meltdown in the Chinese real estate market that might bleed over to their stock market. And as much as we dislike it, our crypto market is correlated to some degree with the US stock market and some of the others as well. So that was the theory I heard early this morning. Now, there may have been some other developments since then. I haven't really paid much attention to the crypto news. I was busy doing other things, but we had some signs of recovery and then they didn't quite hold up. So, we're below 43,000 at the moment. I drew this trend line a little while ago. Now we've got, this channel, descending channel, and ideally, Bitcoin would bounce off this lower trend line and work its way back up again. But we'll see. On the hour, yeah, we had several red candles in a row on the hour. And on the 5-minute at the moment, it looks like it wants to do a dip sequence. It's bubbled out here, one dip, almost a second dip. So we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. On Ethereum, we are holding strong at the moment anyway on this the support here around 2950. Has touched a few times in the last 5 weeks, but has bounced back each time. I've got a, what's this called? Descending pennant. It's pennant of some kind. I don't remember which one it is. I don't trade using these very often, but I know a lot of people do, and I know that some of you folks are also, swing traders and hodlers. So sometimes helpful to look at these structures, and because a lot of the other traders look at them too. So, but so far the 2950 is holding, but we're right at it at the moment. So we'll see if it continues to hold. On the hour, yeah, several red candles in a row. Let's see where the next support. I've got this trend line here from back in June, around 2800. That's probably a Fibonacci retracement line. Let's go to the day chart, see where that came from. Yeah, that's the 382 line on a Fibonacci extension, or not extension, but retracement, from this structure here way back in June, when it hit its all-time high, or after the dump actually in May. So Doesn't, I don't think it's gonna hold. It's twitchy there at 29.50. Maybe my Ethereum short isn't as strong as my Bitcoin short as far as trending or holding up the markets, but. All right, well, that's all I have for the overall market. Anyone else care to chime in or propose some alternate theories or some additional theories?
Well, I just see some green here on the 1 hour chart on CoinGecko.
Okay, on which coin?
A bunch of them.
Okay. There are some greens on the 1 hour, you say?
Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and yeah, a lot of them.
Huh.
4%, no, 0.4, so not much, but that
Yeah,
is
I'll take it.
nothing. Yeah.
Well, my hour chart's showing all red, but
Huh. I would look down CoinGecko.
CoinGecko. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Are you guys seeing my CoinGecko?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's mostly red, but yeah, there's a couple 0.1s and 0.4s. I think those might be stable coins though. You know, the Binance coins up a little bit, 1.3. That's their USD coin. So these are, yeah, the ones that are in the green are stable coins. So
Uh-huh. XTZ was in the green.
oh, it was? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what Leo token is. Terra, I think that's another stable coin. So, well, Theta Fuel, that's not a stable coin.
Cardano.
True, Zcash. Okay, yeah, you're right. There's a few. All right, we're looking for some good news, so we'll take it. Thanks for that.
Solana.
Solana down. I was trading this earlier today, and it took me several hours to get 1%,
Oh, yeah,
but that's better than a loss. So
Wow, you were lucky to get
Yeah.
anything of that today.
yeah.
yeah, maybe we'll look at that. Let's go over to Altcoin Alert, see if we can find something here to work out. I should reload this. I looked at this. I am in quant again. And I was so happy that I got it at 318 and then it shot up here to 330. I thought I was styling and then it dropped again. You know, so I might be doing a ladder buy on this. I've got my alert set at 266 that this goes off, you know, I'll reevaluate and maybe buy a second position. And this one's sort of a swing trade for me because I want to go back up here at around, 350-ish, see where all this, resistance is from a couple days ago. So, after we process this Bitcoin drop, hopefully it'll, go back up in the next few days and I'll have a nice trade out of it. So I'm bending my rules a little bit on quant because of its recent history. Solana might be another one you can do that with. It's down in the 130s now. I've got see it down below 130.
Yeah, I know I've been on the chat line today. Terry's been predicting or projecting that to come down as far as 80 to 100.
Well, Terry can be Darth Vader sometimes when it comes to his price prediction. So, but he's the best charting person I know. So I wouldn't necessarily contradict that. Anyway, yeah, I just caught what happened. I bought, I was in this move here this morning. Yeah, it was right here, around here, the 200 EMA. And I bought right around here and it went up, did not quite hit my target and then did this drop. So I bought again down here, and when it went up to here, that I averaged out 1%. So that was good enough for me. It's a little ladder buy there. All right, quant we were looking at. So yeah, I saw this dip sequence here. It's kind of mimicking Bitcoin. And we've got this little squeeze and a big bubble. This is exactly what we're looking for on our dip trades. 1, 2. It looks like it's going to punch through the SMA line, but it doesn't. I think Bitcoin dipped again about this time. So you could probably recount it because since it almost hit the SMA line, 1, 2. This one doesn't quite punch through. So this is our third dip. So getting in right here would have been perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I missed that. I don't think it set off my alert. Oh, that was 4 in the morning. I'm on the 15-minute chart. That's why. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I wasn't up that early. And we don't really have we have a little bit of a bubble here. 1, 2, 3. That would have worked out pretty well. You know, catch this on the way up. 5% would have been out, you know, less than an hour. That's a really good day trade.
Well,
We don't really have a bubble, but we have another dip sequence. It's starting to bubble out. So, you know, mixed feelings about this. I'm in this trade. I don't want to go down, but if it does go down, you know, my alert will set and I'll be in good shape to pick up another position. But this might be, you might want to wait for this to drop even more. Yeah, Bitcoin blew past 43. I'm not even sure 42 is going to hold at this point. So, you know, we might just want to stay on the sidelines and wait till Bitcoin, you know, decides what it wants to do. So I think all these recommendations we're going to be going over are going to be setting alerts and, you know, what to look for after Bitcoin resolves. So that's quant. Linear. Not traded this before, maybe once. Let's get another chart for that. Okay, let's go through the day chart. Had the big giant. It's mostly just gone down since March. It's not very useful. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. Okay. About a month ago, it was around 6 cents, closer to 7. It's lost about half its value.
Mm.
On the 1 hour trending down, I think we're going to see this with a lot of coins today. 5-minute chart. Where do we get in? Yeah, this is, you know, it's already in a dip sequence. It's probably mimicking Bitcoin's dip sequence. Yeah, see, it's dipping too. So for everything we're looking at today, we just got to see what Bitcoin's going to do. It's currently on a single dip. I want to set an alert down around. Let's move this up a little bit. Say down this area here, around 3.3 cents. That's a pretty big drop. So I'd say 8 to 10% less than where you are now. Set an alert there, or move over to the 15-minute chart. See if we're already we're already pretty much on the RSI 30 on this. I want to set one for the RSI 20. You know, see if it drops down here. But again, you might just want to set alerts on Bitcoin and then go over to the other charts and see what you want to do. it might be a better course of action. 15-minute on Bitcoin. It's already in the oversold anyway. So we might just have to eyeball this for a while. Maybe set an alert 10% on Bitcoin, maybe 5% less than where it is now, and reevaluate. It's not a good idea to trade during a Bitcoin drop unless you're shorting. So, all right, so that's a linear quant. Are there any other Altcoin Alert coins you want to look at?
You know, I saw like an oddity this morning that I posted on Slack that if you do I did the 24-hour elder sort.
Okay.
And there was a coin Rio that came up at the top at over 3 million% increase.
Oh, wow. Let's get that one.
It's up to a penny.
Rio, RIO, just like the city. And
Yep, I believe that was it.
huh.
There it is. They haven't fixed it. Huh. Or is that 3 billion? It's too many numbers for me to even calculate.
3 billion, 22,456. That's 3 billion.
Wow.
That was a hell of a day trade for somebody.
Yeah, I wonder if that was one that was. I'm in this project called M Content. It's, and I put maybe $200 of Bitcoin or Ethereum into it, and I got like 5 billion tokens. I wonder if it's something like that. Maybe somebody got, people got 1 million tokens for not that very much, and then shot up to $1.19 for some reason. So
now I couldn't get the chart to load either. Is there a chart on this?
yeah, it doesn't look like there's one on Altcoin Alert. I'll see if I can find one.
I know there was a lot of problems people were saying with altcoin this morning, so I thought that was part of it.
Wow. It's really dumping, guys.
Yeah.
My Ethereum, I'm out of my trade already. Wow. In profit, but still, I just put a little bit in there. This is a bit of a dilemma. I could talk to you guys about, what to look for and 1, 2, 3 dips and things like that. But when Bitcoin's dropping like this, all I can really tell you is just watch Bitcoin and see what's going to happen. But Rio, we're going to look at that. Let's see if it's on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko.
It's a good time to buy and hodl.
Indeed, buy
Yeah.
the dip.
That's
it's
what
just,
I ended up doing in the middle of the night.
it's a bad time. It's kind of a bad time to day trade because you don't really have any decent structures to rely on. If you try to short this, you're chasing a dump. It's the same as if you're chasing a pump when you're on the, on the positive side. There's no fundamentals to it. It's just could go anywhere. So that makes me a little uncomfortable. All right, well, it's got a CoinMarketCap info sheet. Okay, this is 1 day. What's this done last month? It's been around for a while. How did, yeah, I think that was an error because it doesn't make any sense. It would go up. I mean, this is showing it going down unless I have the wrong one. That is a mystery to be solved at a later time. So yeah. Should we look at Solana? We were talking about it earlier, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, please.
Oh, all kinds of people wanted to look at that. So
Oh, wow.
I told you about my trade earlier today. It's dumping pretty hard with Bitcoin. I liked it better when it wasn't following Bitcoin. It seems like a couple weeks or months ago, and now it's just, yeah, I don't know if Bitcoin if 40 is going to hold now. So So it's crashing with Bitcoin. There was a pause on one of my charts. It was green for a moment on Ethereum and then dropped again. So
One thing I did this morning was I had a look through CoinGecko and tried to find coins that were bucking the trend.
mhm.
There were a few, I mean, there were obviously the stable coins that weren't doing much, but there seemed to be a few that were going the other way. But I didn't get past actually just identifying a couple.
Yeah, there's usually a few that are, ignoring Bitcoin and doing their own thing. But that's one thing that always annoys me about crypto is how dependent on Bitcoin everything is. It'd be like trading one stock or something and on the stock market, or that would be
The other side of that is the markets all over the place, had nothing to do with Bitcoin. Markets were just trash today.
mm. So that's going to affect Bitcoin more than we would like to admit. And
Yeah, there is no, I mean, gold went down for God's sake. And this is, I mean, if, I don't know where the value is to be held if we're not going in Bitcoin or gold, okay?
it's just a reflex. In uncertain times,
Exactly.
people run to cash, but cash is
Yep.
trash now. So
Exactly. You should get a t-shirt printed with that.
cash is trash. I just made it up. So
There you go.
I'm sure someone said it, but
I don't know.
Okay.
Kiyosaki said that.
makes sense.
The reality is the solid coins for those who are not necessarily day trading at this point, for your swing trade. So your solid plays, what's ADA doing today? You already looked at Sol. I'm trying to think what the third one that I usually look at. Sol's my play right now, or
Yeah.
as far as a long-term, gonna
Yeah.
do something by December.
I agree.
And I got to buy in at 121, which I may have to get off here and remove and move it down to the next level, which is right around 100.
So no, second dip now. 1, 2, hasn't made its way up to the bottom of the Bollinger Band yet.
That's kind of
Bitcoin
ugly.
on the 5-minute. Take that off. It's just done one dip. Hasn't done a second yet.
Yeah, that's because speaking of ugly, Bitcoin, while we're talking, hit about 40,300.
Yeah, I think it was down to 40. I thought it was like $40,070 or something, but it didn't go quite that low. So yeah, we got to see if 40 is going to hold. So
I got a little bit of a prayer that if it hits 38, I'll pick up a little tiny piece of it.
yeah,
I
So-
just picked up some at 42. It took a long time to get there. I put the order in last night.
Yep. Yep.
It's midday here now.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
And then it's gone way, way down again.
Yeah.
What
And we're gonna
about
run out of powder.
Did anybody happen to catch CELO? How it wasn't going down with the whole market, how it kind of like stayed. And even if you look at it right now, it's only like 1% on the negative.
And
From
what's
what
the
it-
story behind that?
Honestly, I don't know the whole story behind the coin. What I do know is that it got listed. Did it get listed or had some kind of news last week or maybe 10 days ago, and it went from like $3 to $11, and then it got sold off, went down to $6, and then it stayed there like in the 5-6 region. All this through this whole crash. I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention that CELO was actually a coin that actually it seemed like it was doing what Quant was doing and what were these other coins that were going up or staying solid while Bitcoin was dropping for the past couple of drops, little dips we had.
Yeah, we were talking about Solana and Quant, like you said, and
Sorry,
um,
that that was a big
I
one.
think Theta and Luna had some resistance for a while.
Yes.
So, yeah,
But
like,
it's weird right now that we only have this one, or one or like two that I don't even think anybody can find any of these. What I did see also with another video was the same pattern that we're having now. They had the same pattern in 2013 and then again in 17. And then they were talking about the time frames, how it ends up being like right at the exact 4-year mark, the year before the halving. So that brings us to 13, 17, and now we're here in 21.
yeah, I saw a similar, maybe the same video, talking about past Bitcoin cycles, that they tend to be in 4-year cycles. And then of course the other argument is, well, it's different this time because we have the institutions, and are they going to let their investments fall that much without rebuying and pushing that market up? So, it was all retail before, but now that we have
It's everybody.
institutions who are responsible to investors, who want to see quarterly reports, things like that, we have those will be due at the end of this month,
Right now in 10 days.
sometime in October. They'll have to send those out to their investors, and they're just gonna sit and watch Bitcoin drop to 35 or 30 when they've bought at 40 and 45.
I think they might let it drop because everybody knows the end of the last third quarter. I mean the last month of the third quarter is when it falls, and then October pumps up. But this year is a little different with all the institutional people. Like she was talking about the gold. Everybody, the markets for the land. If like construction stops in China, like a lot of other things stop in China, wood, metal, labor. I mean, just a lot of other things in general, shipping. We're already in a crunch for, like supply demand. And they also have on the 30th of this month is the IMF, I think, votes on for the SDR to see if they're going to hold the dollar. And I might be getting a little ahead of myself. I don't think the dollar will collapse anytime soon, like in the next 2 or 3 years. But if they bring it to, if China holds most of the debt. So like if China's saying, we don't have our money, we want our money, United States, and they don't have it either. I mean, what happens then? Obviously. And at the same time, I would think that people would be pouring their money into cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, to try to hedge the dollars. I mean, that this is what I think was going to happen anyway. I was like, why isn't the crypto going up instead of people thinking, that the cash is trash? He's like, why wouldn't they put it in this hedge? And that just means that, to me, it means that like people don't trust it.
Not yet. People are just going to go to cash when things are uncertain. So we have all the uncertainty you just laid out and that we talked about a little earlier. So yeah, it's frustrating, but hopefully it bounces back quickly.
Months ago, remember, Pizza talked about, he was like, something big is coming, like in September, October. He was like, something big, is like they're gonna outlaw whatever, and we didn't know if it was outlawing, but it's definitely heavy restrictions coming to all cryptocurrencies.
Well, I mean, that's per country, excuse me. And the USA is obviously going to make things as difficult as possible for crypto. We've known that for ever since I got in it nearly 2 years ago. So, but when other countries, some of the European countries, the UK, Ontario and Canada, I tried to sign into Huobi today to do a new account, and I usually connect from Vancouver, and they said, well, Canadians are not allowed in this platform. I was like, what? So now I got to change my my VPN to a different country if I want to access that platform. But
I stopped using Canada when Binance stopped letting Canadians in, and now I only use Switzerland. That's all I use now.
Yeah.
I don't use anybody else now, because they're not going to tell you. Those apps and platforms aren't going to tell you, all right, we're now not accepting Canadian. We're now not accepting Norwegian. Now we're not, they're not going to tell you about that. And that's just a way for them to bust you.
Yeah, and I know we're kind of off the subject today, guys, but this is the first time we've had a Bitcoin dump happen during our show. So, I mean, discussing
Yeah.
trade setup seems kind of pointless when
It
Yes.
does. It does.
it's
Absolutely.
dumpage all over the place. So that's
I
why.
think we're getting more out of the call, talking about what's causing, what's doing, how can we hedge, what's,
Yeah.
where's the world going?
Agreed. And, I try to make my call specifically about Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro, but when this is happening right in front of us, then it's kind of hard to go into those things and in any substance. Craig, you have your hand up.
Yeah. I was listening to a commentary earlier this morning, and he was saying that this is possibly the last dip test to see if Bitcoin can hold before it really takes off. So his thing was that every time Bitcoin has had a big advance, it's had 2 or 3 tests just like this. And I think this is the 3rd test on Bitcoin in this cycle. And he's picking that it could be the last one. If it holds, it's likely to go way up. If it doesn't hold, then there's no confidence in Bitcoin.
Taylor two Bitcoins.
Yeah. Let's look at the charts on that.
So he was looking at a yearly chart, I think.
Let's look at the monthly.
So we could
That's
see
about
the
the best
different
I can do.
cycles.
That was the Taylor two Bitcoins from the synopsis, like number 10, number 9 from Terry. And
I read that. But this was a commentary that was, I think, 1 hour old when I looked at it this morning.
All right, so we got the pump in 17, dump down here, kind of a mini pump in 19, drop down here, big pump to our all-time high of 65. I don't know if this is the time frames he was talking about. I haven't seen the Slack group today, so I'm a little behind on that. But here's our biggest drop, and this trend line's been holding at 30. I thought we were beyond that, and that 40 was going to be our new low, but we're testing that now. If Bitcoin wants to go up to 65, drop to 40, go up to 85, drop to 50, that works for me. That's at least somewhat predictable. So,
It just
I'll
hit
trade that all day.
41. It just hit 41. Now we're retracing, it looks like.
Yeah. So
interesting.
On the day,
this is massive volatility.
It is. And yeah, we held in July at 30-ish. We pumped up to 52. We know about the hard crash on September 7th. Looked like we were recovering from that, and now we're down below where we were on the 7th. Well, there's a lot of theories, obviously, and wow, that's ugly. That's a one big red ugly candle. But we have gone up over $1,000 since then.
Isn't that unreal?
Yeah, I mean, since we've been on this
Yeah.
chatting here on the Zoom,
Right.
All right.
So CJ,
We're watching history here, you guys.
Yeah. Got a nice recovery in the 5-minute, but this is the first dip. I mean, Bitcoin, it could dead cat bounce all the way up.
Yeah.
The MACD crosses. This is a short time frame, but most likely it's going to dip again, and we'll see if 40 holds. But so
Just keep talking.
And we'll all wish we would have bought at 40, right?
yeah,
that's the way I feel about a lot of these coins, which is why I'm buying.
yeah,
I feel you, Robert.
What's that?
I feel you.
Well, I think my feeling is once this starts moving, and we all think it will, obviously, it'll move so fast our heads will spin, I think, and then we're going to be chasing it.
yeah, let's
I agree.
So, I mean,
Let's look at the,
CJ, like you did that with Quan, for example. I mean, that's sort of my feeling on.
yeah, I was chasing that for,
I just got sushi, for example, at 10.50.
nice.
It's only a little bit below 10 now. I think as a swing trade, I think that's a solid entry,
Yeah.
even though it's gone down. I feel good about it.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to recent history, here's the dump on the 7th. You know, it shot up 10%, dropped again. It did some of this action. And then we got a bump of about 13% to 48, and the 48 was the ceiling for a while. And then this drop again. So, you know, we're down, you know, from 48 to this is it's about 17.5%. So it'll probably recover, you know, in the next few days, at least half of this. But beyond that, I'm not sure where it's going. So, well,
Could we
Actually,
take a-
aren't you showing 2 candles through the bottom Bollinger right now? I know you're on a 4-hour chart,
yeah, on a
but
4-hour chart. You want to go back to the 5-minute?
just check it out. It may be a decent play to move up.
So we've got a hard drop here. It just went, just punched through the bottom Bollinger Band.
So is that
So
considered one?
yeah, this is
Yeah,
one.
okay, yeah, that's
So
just one.
we're
Okay.
early. Now it
We're
might
way
stagger
early.
a little bit here, or it might just crash and, you know, go below 40, maybe briefly, and then pop back up again. I think once we got, you know, a second or third dip with a pretty good recovery, that's when I would start to look at some of the coins that we looked at earlier in this this program on the Altcoin Alert
Did
AA
you
scores. Yeah, like linear, quant. You know, we didn't look at Rune, but that's a, you know, that one's been pretty good lately. I've traded that a few times, XBS. So these are some coins to look at that are bullish on the AA score. I'll just gloss over a little bit on iCoinPro. I was on the RSI SPY this morning, and yeah, everything's oversold. So this is almost useless because this is more useful when there's 3 or 4 coins on here, you know, that are oversold on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. And these are the ones that have a good chance to come back, especially if they're quality projects. Like Zen had a recent listing on Coinbase Pro. Even Bitcoin's on this list. This is rare to see Bitcoin oversold on both of these timeframes. So, and you know, Lena here is now oversold on the day as well as the 4 and the 1 hour. And we just looked at this on Altcoin Alert. A lot of times there's overlap with these two. So, but yeah, there's a lot of these. And I'll show you what I mean by oversold. In case some of you, I'm not sure how many new people we have, but take a quick look at this XMR chart. Oversold on the 1 hour is going to be, you know, below 30 on the RSI. That just means it's taken a beating. And if it goes to 4 hours, you know, that's a nice bearish divergence prediction there. Well, several days ago. So, and as I've said before, I like to set alerts on the 15-minute chart. That'll often let me know I'm into a second or third dip at this point. If I'm going to go over here on the iCoinPro Buddy Coin Crawler, we'll probably have some big values. Yeah, we got a bunch of them above 5% in this column, the average low to SMA, and that's the 24-hour low up to the SMA line. And you can see we got quite a few, though I've got both Coinbase Pro and Binance in here. So there's probably 20 coins over 5%. That just means there's, you know, let's let's look at one of these. We'll look at XMR. That just means there's quite a bit of room from the bottom of the bottom, from the 24-hour low, which is probably going to be right about here, you know, to the SMA line, which is this line. It's over 6%. So there's a lot to choose from. Everything's been beaten down because of, you know, the Bitcoin drop. So if you're looking for something to day trade or even swing trade, you know, check out your Altcoin Alert with your AA scores. Elder Impulse Daily might be another sort to use.
Ooh,
Got some, you know, some that have been pumping, you know, Solana and AVAX have had pretty good results in the last couple of weeks. So Solana's been on a downtrend, but so these are, you know, Atom's been going crazy. XTZ's had some good moves. Elrond as well. These, you know, we talked about Quant a lot. So these are all potential recovery coins right here.
I'll tell you, this sushi is going up during the show here
Cool.
quite a bit. It's on the steady climb.
Yeah, we'll look at that in a moment. Frank's posted a message. The really long downside wicks on the big red candles are to clear all the stop losses before the next big run up. Yeah, that could be the market makers, you know, clearing out some stop losses and, you know, kicking out some weak hands and things like that. Could also be liquidating people who are long on leverage, you know, leverage exchanges too. So.
Speaking of leverage, I saw a stat this evening right before I got on this call, and it had BitBuy wiped out. Was it 400 million? I don't know. Outrageous. Yeah. There was so much money. It was over $1 trillion wiped out in leverage today.
On one exchange or all of them?
Scary. Oh, on all of them, but by far was the BitBuy. Bybit, yeah, whatever. The one I didn't know anything about until yesterday. And then today I see it all over the place and I'm like, oh my God, okay.
Yeah, it's one of the larger derivatives exchanges. So I've been using it lately for something I'm into, and it works a lot like Binance. So, you know, I'm comfortable with it. I'm not trying to make huge moves though. When I trade leverage now, I've learned my lesson, and I'm either going to be in with a small amount on small leverage if I'm looking for a big move, and if I'm in a small move, even then I'm going to be quite a bit less than I was, you know, a few weeks ago. So that's been working out for me.
And if you buy back in on the lower, you know, if it's dropping, if it's reversing on you and you buy back in, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yep. Did that today, and well, I talked about it earlier on Solana and had a nice trade with it. So it's ladder buying, but using smaller amounts than I used to use, and that's been working for me lately. So I'll probably do a video in and of itself about that when I've had some more, you know, strung together some more successful trades. And might start getting back to some of those bite-sized videos I used to do before I was doing these Zooms. But
cool.
Would you guys like to see those? Or
absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, the downside is they're kind of time consuming for me, but because I have to edit and, you know, piece things together and things like that. And these Zooms that I do with you guys on Mondays and Fridays, all I have to do is upload, and it's a lot easier. So so this appeals to my laziness, but anyway, it's kind of fun to make the other videos, or I can use a little more creativity. But anyway, I'm off the subject again. Wow, Bitcoin's really messed up the structure of my show.
Those who believe in the moon, though.
How rude of it. But yeah, just coming back a little bit.
CJ, I've got a question. You covered in one of your other chats, and I just want to clarify it. You were talking about cashing out coins, and you changed them from one thing to another thing and then transferred them to cash them out. Can you go over that process again? I actually want to put some money in, and I put some in the other day, and the fees were really high to transfer it as Tether. So I
Right.
was wondering if there was I want to put quite a substantial sum of money in. I wanted to know how I could buy it and then transfer it at a reasonable cost.
It's an excellent question. And I've talked about this, kind of piecemeal on other videos, and this is really from my trading friend Connie Reynolds. I think some of you folks know Connie, but she had the idea that since Litecoin has such a low fee to transfer, it's just good to transfer in Litecoin. I think this would apply to Solana as well, and probably a few others. But let's say you want to fund a Bybit account. We were talking about Bybit a little while ago, and you've got USDT or Bitcoin or something like that in Binance or Coinbase Pro or something. So what I do in that situation, I'll use Coinbase Pro as an example, is I'll buy Litecoin in Coinbase Pro, then send the Litecoin from Coinbase Pro to Bybit, and then I'll have a chunk of Litecoin in Bybit. Then I'll sell the Litecoin on the Bybit spot exchange, because they have both a spot and a derivatives exchange. I'll sell it on the spot exchange for USDT, and now all I have to do is transfer within the Bybit platform. I can transfer from the spot to the derivatives. Now I've got a chunk of USDT to trade leverage on. So, and the fees are probably between 20 cents and $1 to do that. And you'll have some smaller fees too when you buy and sell Litecoin, but you're looking at maybe $2 to $5 instead of 20 or 50 on, or 100 or even more, God knows what, on ERC or on Ethereum. So I do some
And
Ethereum.
that works,
Yeah, that works it's
the
worked
other
every
way
time
as
for
well?
me. Yeah. If you want to cash out, let's say you want to cash out your Bybit profits, you transfer your USDT within Bybit from the derivatives to the spot, then you buy Litecoin on your spot, on your spot platform within Bybit, and then you can transfer it to Coinbase Pro, as a Litecoin transfer, and then sell it on Coinbase Pro for USD and cash it out. It's like 4 or 5 steps to save some fees. I've done it so many times now, it's automatic, but that'll save you probably 50 to 80% in fees to do it like that. And it's reasonably fast. Litecoin usually moves in a half an hour to an hour, has been my experience. So I haven't tried it yet on Solana or any of the others, but Matic might be fast too. I'm not sure.
Great, thank you.
Welcome. All right. Well, since we're just sort of spitballing it, anybody else have anything they want to talk about? We're on about 45 minutes now, so.
I'm sorry, y'all were talking about the cheap stuff. I think XLM is really economical for the if you just to let y'all know. I think it has the same like properties as Litecoin.
All right, XLM, good idea. Stellar, or is that one Stellar? Or is that XMR? I get them confused. But
what do you think about an entry point for something like XTZ, Tezos?
I've not looked at that in a while. I was gonna
It
add it to my list today.
It was way up, and now it's back. It's getting back down into the affordable range.
I hate that coin.
You do?
Yeah, I've had mixed results with it too.
Ugh.
All right, so yeah, what Robert's talking about is we hit at or near an all-time high here, just at, did we hit $8? Yeah, right at $8
Yep.
last few days ago, about a week ago. And on the hour, it's trending down hard with Bitcoin. This one does follow Bitcoin. Yeah, it's down almost 30%. So, an hour ago, we would have had a different conversation, but yeah, I would have been looking to catch it right around here at 5:30 or so, but now it's below 5.
Right.
Look at your MACD.
Yeah, it's just kind of going sideways here on the 1 hour. 5 minutes really not helping us on this. 15-minute. Yeah, we're already below the recent support. We don't have prices below $5, you know, since the May 7th. Not the May 7th, September 7th drop. Well, that's not true. The recovery here. Trying to find some support. 5:30. I think the next support looks like it's right about here around 4.
There was no support, I'm telling you.
Maybe Laura should take over from here on the XTZ.
Just don't do it. It's just ugly.
Fun, fun games with Laura Seymour. So yeah, right around $4. If you're looking for a swing, that's another 25% drop. That seems unlikely, but you might want to stagger. I know you like to do some swing trading, so you know, maybe 480 a small. You know, like Sheldon says, a little bit. His accent's, you know, kind of cool.
Are y'all still
South
talking
Africa.
about XTZ? Y'all talking
Yeah.
about XTZ?
Uh-huh.
So I got it set up at 420.
All right.
Just to let y'all know, I got a 420 set up.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I was going to suggest.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Good job.
Figure out how much you want to put into it and then ladder down, you know, 480, 460, 440, 420, and 4, you know, 20%
Absolutely.
each.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yep.
Yeah. So if I traded like that, that's what I would do. But I don't trade like that very often. All right. Anything else?
SNX.
SNX. All right. Why not? This is one I actually looked at recently. So
Yeah, I just got into this at 1260 a couple of days ago, maybe.
we got some support right here at around, oh, that's, what am I on? I'm on the day chart. Let's look for, we're tapping support here at 1013-ish. This might be a good entry for you. A second.
Yeah, ladder.
Yeah, it's hanging around $10 here.
Yeah.
A little over 10. You know, yeah, it stopped at, did break down to 9 briefly on the 7th and then bounce right back, and it has had support at $10 ever since the 7th. So, you know, you might want to do another ladder type thing. You know, buy one now, another 10.20, another at 10, maybe another order at 9.80, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good, because my exit's not until up around 19.
19?
Yep.
Wow, you're not interested in a retrace. You want to blow past it, all-time high, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. There was some, you know, back in the May craziness. Yeah, it was well over $20 then. So it's ambitious, but doable. You're willing to hold it for a while.
Yeah, I'm willing to hold it. I figured
Okay.
for the last quarter at some point.
Wow, we had a.
Yep. There you go.
This was kind of like a Crypt Nation call as opposed to my usual day trading thing. So you guys got me a little off. You and Bitcoin got me off track. That's all right.
Ah,
You know, give the crowd what they want, right?
It's been really good though.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to break away from the usual thing. So
where's Bitcoin right now? And then we can say goodbye and we'll have
All
a
right.
good time. By Friday, we'll be recovered. Okay.
sounds great.
Also-
Okay, it
Also,
dropped.
you who believe in the moon. If
Yeah.
There
they
you go.
stay
Yeah, that's right. We got a harvest
full
moon tonight.
moon, and
Nice.
it goes down. New moon, it goes up.
Good to know. I think I've heard that before. All right, so we dropped down to 40,200-ish and recovered, dipping a little, and got a green candle here on the 5-minute. I hopefully we hit 42 again. One, don't, well, got a slight MACD cross on the 5-minute. We're scraping for good news here, so
Yeah.
I would, yeah, I'd want to see some better looking candles on the 1 hour before I did anything. As far as a long, even a short would be kind of dangerous now. So it's just, things are just too uncertain. And guys, there's nothing wrong with just not trading. So that was a hard
That's
thing for me
good.
to learn, because I love it. I'm ready now. So I want the charts to accommodate me now. Frequently doesn't work that way. That's why we do the alerts and things like that.
If you were bored, I put it in.
You're breaking up, Brooklyn.
Yeah, we lost you, Brooklyn. All right.
Today's quote was about boredom. Was about that you don't have to trade for boredom. If you're interested, it's on the 9:30 post for all the markets and the world, the global markets, and the little quotes and shit for the day and for the daytime. If you're interested in looking at it, go back to 9:30 this morning.
Okay, is that on the Slack group or was that somewhere else?
Yeah, that's an open discussion. Yeah.
All right.
Ah,
So I
Thank
think
you,
we got
Brooklyn.
that. 9:30. Check out the post on Slack. And I'm gonna let you guys go with that. Craig, I saw your thing. If any of you guys want to hang around for some emails I've been sending and that, then we can do that. Otherwise, I'll stop the recording and we'll see you guys on Friday, I hope.